What's happening, everybody? Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Let's talk about what's going on up on Rocky Top. So, no surprise that earlier this week, was it Monday? Oh, and by the way, I'm coming to you Friday, about a quarter after 3 Eastern on January 22nd. So, no surprise that Pruitt got ousted. We've known for a month. I think I mentioned it on a video or two. I know I've written about it, talked about it on Twitter, etc. This was coming. They just had to get their ducks in a row, lawyer wise, paperwork wise, so they didn't have to pay Pruitt, who Fulmer ignorantly hired and then extended for no reason when he had that little cute little winning streak over a bunch of non-ranked nobodies. Um, so, um, Good for Tennessee getting rid of that clown. Um, Not good that the way I foresaw this going for Tennessee was you're starving for a winner. I mean, you had a one and done with Lane. You had Derek Dooley nightmare. Um, was what nightmare was next? Butch Jones and then Pruitt. I feel like there's somebody else in the middle. I don't know. Anyhow, it's all been a nightmare ever since they got rid of Fulmer. That's why I told all my boys back in Atlanta, I had in the mid 2000s, like, careful what you wish for. Careful. You got it pretty good with Phil. You have it pretty good with old Phil. He's not that bad. So, but now they found all this NCAA stuff and reportedly multiple level one violations. I even heard somebody say it was on the level of Ole Miss, which got a 2-year bowl ban. All right, so this was going to be quick and easy. I mean, you just go hire Hugh Freeze, period. But now with the NCAA stuff, he's out of the picture. There's no way unless you just are begging the NCAA to hammer you as hard as they feel like it. I mean, you cannot go hire somebody with a sketchy NCAA past when they are about to drop the hammer on you. And I know it's probably a long ways off. I mean, this stuff has just been uncovered, or at least coming to light here in the last. Or it was actually the day of their when A&M beat their ass. Well, that was the day of the SEC championship game. So that was December 19th. So what we've known this. So this is like 33 days old. All right. So if you can't get Hugh Freeze, who do you get? I've also been saying for months, like since October, I've been saying Gus Malzahn, if Auburn makes a move on him, is a pretty decent fallback, pretty better than decent fallback option for Tennessee. But, and I don't know if it was Pruitt or I don't know if it was Fulmer, whoever decided it was a good idea to hire Kevin Steele a couple weeks ago. I mean, what? I mean, Malzahn just found out, in the last month, that his right hand man, his defensive coordinator the last 5 years, Kevin Steele, had apparently been plotting against him with a bunch of Auburn boosters for years, trying to get his job. So Kevin Steele is now employed by Tennessee. Tennessee's got enough financial problems. Fulmer's not helping them out at all. And what was that press conference? What was that? That was as bad as the one 3 years ago when John Curry had an old school Kansas State booster where he was AD before he was at Tennessee. He was borrowing that K-State AD's private plane because he went off the grid in terms of communicating with anybody back in Knoxville to try to go hire Mike Leach out in L.A. They were meeting in L.A. And he went rogue on the Vols after that debacle of a coaching search. So hilarious. I mean, you can write novels. You can write quality 300-page books about that coaching search. So, uh, yeah, well, where I was going was the press conference 3 years ago announcing the firing of Curry after he went rogue and the hiring of Fulmer, where that woman who was the former president or chancellor, whatever they call her at Tennessee, was just deer in headlights. I mean, it was like shocking just to watch. I was uncomfortable in my own skin, solo in my office. But and I got to be honest, I didn't even watch the press conference the other day, but I heard about it. And I mean, they're like, it was as if I'm told, and I've read, and I've heard on multiple podcasts that it was like they were like, "Thank you so much, Coach Fulmer. Thank you so much." For what? For your only first off, you've never been an AD. You launch a coup when Curry goes rogue to become the AD with this former female chancellor who is just like, what is going on? Why is every Tennessee alum in my email? Why has this university just gone batshit crazy in the last 10 days? Um, and so Fulmer pulled that coup. And what did he do? He hired Jeremy Pruitt. And what did he do? He extended Jeremy Pruitt. What else did he do? He extended himself. He gave himself he gave himself a contract extension, as if anybody wanted to hire Fulmer as an AD. Tough times up there on Rocky Top. And I do not revel and enjoy this. In my career, if you will, I've gotten to know some media guys in Knoxville. I like them a lot. Tony Basilio has been great to me for a decade. He has me on his podcast every week during football season with the Clone. And shout out to T. Lee, Tennessee or Nashville Lee. Follow him on Twitter. I think it's at Nashville Lee. I forget. But anyway, he's a good follow on Twitter. Big time degenerate. I say that with nothing but affection. So where was I on this mess up in Rocky Top? Oh, so they're gonna pay Fulmer for 3 more years. For what? He's retiring. They could have fired him with cause. I mean, because you hired a coach that's going to get us put on probation, and he sucked the whole time too. He lost at home to Georgia State. And by the way, these 4 like big time players, they jump in the portal the other day. Now, the good news, they've hired Danny White, the UCF AD, who is the son of the just retired Duke AD and the brother of Florida head basketball coach Mike White. So Danny White comes from a very good family. I already saw Tony B tweeting. I guess they had a presser earlier today. Missed that too. Tony seemed fired up about it. He said he's very impressive. I just saw that tweet from Tony B. I've not messed with my man Tony B. I could probably get some insider info from him, but my man puts in hours during coaching searches. Unfortunately for him, he's had to do a lot of them in the last decade. I mean, he'll have like a 7-hour show, like daily during a coaching search. I have not messed with him. I know he's busy, and I have not messed with him. I probably could get the scoop of what's going on with him. But so I'm just guessing here. I don't have any inside scoop here. I've been concentrating on basketball games on a daily basis. I haven't been like working the phones trying to find out intel on this coaching search. But I know this. Gus Malzahn ain't coming to Rocky Top when Kevin Steele's there. Okay. That's a given. And Luke Fickell ain't walking through those doors. And this also, and Lane Kiffin has 2 things to prevent him from doing this. One, he's done the turn and burn from Tennessee, and he knows it doesn't look good. You can't pull 2 turn and burns in your career, can you? Or did Todd Graham do that? Did Todd Graham do that? From Pitt to ASU and then from somebody to Pitt? He might have. Todd Graham, your Hawaii head football coach these days. But so, and double fold with Kiffin. The second thing is, not only did he do a 1-year turn and burn that made him look bad, which he would, if he were to leave Ole Miss and go to Tennessee, that would be a scenario. Another turn and burn, not good. It's just not good. It's not good for him. And then he also went to USC not knowing what the NCAA violations were going to be. And because they were so harsh, he wasn't able to recruit the level he wanted to recruit. They weren't that good, and he took a pink slip on the tarmac at around 2:30 a.m. So Um, Lane ain't coming. Okay, he ain't coming, and he's doing good work at Ole Miss. He's not coming. All right. Although I did see a tweet. A tweet that somebody said Tony B said on the air earlier this week. She said, he said, whatever. But no, I did see a tweet claiming that Tony B said on the air yesterday. I can't confirm that Kiffin made 2 calls to prominent UT boosters saying I'm ready to come home on like Monday afternoon or something. Who knows? He could have been saying that completely sarcastically. Or maybe it didn't get said. I don't know. I haven't talked to Tony like I told you. So no Lane, no Gus, no Hugh Freeze. And that was the guy you wanted, man. I mean, that's who you want. You want Hugh Freeze. You know, I mean, the dude just wins, baby. And he plays, and it's an exciting brand of football. Um, and the Vols want somebody who can beat Saban. And Hugh has beaten Saban. Utah, give me two, twice, back to back years. Brian Denny, and oh, he almost beat him 3 years in a row. Schwag Kelly, they almost beat them that year. What was that final score? 48-43. That was a wild ass game. Yeah, he almost beat him 3 years in a row, and he covered 3 years in a row. So, I mean, there's three of your main guys that are out for various reasons. So who are you left with? Legit candidates. Billy Napier. I've talked about Napier. He's obviously shown he can run a good program. I think he's a moron with his clock management, especially taking that safety, that whole deal. That was just dumb as rocks. Um, Bill O'Brien, well, he just got named the OC at Alabama. And Bill O'Brien's already dealt with NCAA sanctions when he went in and took the Penn State job. And I'm pretty sure he did that not knowing what the sanctions were going to be yet. So I think O'Brien's out. And I think O'Brien probably just wants to spend some time with Sabes. And Sabes runs a rehab clinic for fired head coaches. So, I mean, I really think you're looking at Billy Napier and Jamie Chadwell. Now, look, this Danny White guy has done a lot of good things at UCF. I mean, there may be somebody off the beaten path. It's not going to be Josh Heupel. No. I mean, there's Tom Herman out there. I'm sure he's getting paid a healthy buyout. He's probably just chilling for a year, maybe do some TV. The thing with Chadwell is I mean, obviously Coastal Carolina just had a brilliant season, but he kind of runs a heavy, like, option type attack. It's not that modern of a scheme. And it's kind of a one hit wonder. I mean, it was just one season um, in the Sun Belt. Now you're going to throw him in right into the pressure cooker of Tennessee, and maybe with recruiting stuff that's going to be tough to deal with. I'm talking about NCAA violations. That's tough, man. Doug Marrone. I think Saves just hired him as the O line coach. So I mean, who are the wild cards out there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think this is a Billy Napier, Jamie Chadwell thing. There's been talk, maybe you go Kevin Steele interim for a year. I've never been a fan of that type of situation. Um, I mean, that the last time I remember anybody doing that, it was John L. Smith from Petrino in Arkansas. That went over real good, huh? Man, oh man. I mean, I don't know. Where do you go? What do you do here? Oh no, I do have a name. I do have a name that I actually think would be a good hire. Uh, Clausen at Wake Forest. I think he would be a good hire. He has done wonders at Wake. Um, and had his sorry about that, receiver Surratt opted out this year, and they still had an outstanding passing game. I think Clausen could be worth a look. there's other guys out there. I'm just not really thinking of. I'm looking at the who was on the odds board at Bet Online, and I've already spoken of all of them except for Gruden and Peyton Manning. Peyton was 33-1 and Gruden at 50-1. Uh, Peyton is supposedly going to be heavily involved in this search. Maybe that changes with Danny White becoming the AD today, or it was announced yesterday, but presser today. So, and the Gators beat the Vols by 26 without 3 starters in hoops. Let's get that in there as well. But yeah, man, I'm not reveling in this. I like Russell. I like Russell Smith. I like Trey Wallace. I've done radio with those guys. Those are good people. Like I mentioned, Tony B, T. Lee, the clone. I like a lot of people up there in Tennessee. I'm not reveling in this misery. Hey, look, at least misery loves company, and at least they have Kentucky basketball to snuggle up with for the moment, for the time being. But I think they took a good step forward with Danny White today. I really do. He's got it's not a rush either. Well, do we have a new signing day coming up? Maybe it is a rush. Yeah, I think we do have the late signing day coming up in like 10 days, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say February 3rd, somewhere in that range. But anyhow, I think we cover it there. Clausen is who I would probably go get. Chadwell, Napier. I mean, none of them are going to thrill the fan base. I mean, the fan base wants Hugh Freeze or Lane Kiffin, and neither. I mean, the fan base probably wouldn't even be that happy with Gus Malzahn, but they should be. But that's not happening because of the Kevin Steele scenario. Although Danny White, if he likes Gus, he can tell Kevin Steele to kick rocks. So we shall see. Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Good luck to the Vols on that coaching search. Over and out.